On Tuesday, President Trump is coming. But before then, let us discuss the implications of this recent altercation between the Iranians and the Americans concerning those two fighter jet pilots, where the Americans successfully exfiltrated their pilots, but lost a massive lot of military gear to the Iranians. Let us discuss what the implications are, not for President Trump's coming on Tuesday to come and take out, according to him, Iranian energy infrastructure and bridges, but this time around for the oncoming ground wars that the Americans are planning. I say ground wars and not ground war because there is a plurality there. The Americans have threatened that not just do they want to contest for the control of the Strait of Hormuz with the Iranians, the Americans are also saying that they are coming for the Kharj Island, which is the main oil extraction depot of Iran. The Americans are also saying that they are coming for Iran's enriched uranium, around 440, 450 kilograms of it. That is somewhere in Isfahan, buried under layers, kilometers upon, upon meters of a hardened rock. So, if and when the Americans come into Iran, they are more likely to come in via two routes: Strait of Hormuz naval, Kharj Island naval, and associated islands along the Persian Gulf, or they come in straight into Isfahan or wherever the enriched uranium is. In all instances, in any of those scenarios, the Americans will at least be approaching either mainstream Iran, mainland Iran, or approaching Iran via the shores. Now, I want you to look at this way. Just to exfiltrate, just to extract two pilots, America lost in total close to 10, 12, 14 different types of military jets. Now, to be able to do such, to be able to approach Iran via sea or via land, America will need a critical minimum of 10,000 to 20,000. Some scholars say between 50 to 60,000 commandos, Navy SEALs, and special forces and Marines. In fact, scholars are saying that to be able to capture, to take control of the entire country, America will need no less than 1.6 million troops. Now, for just two pilots, it took America more than 48 hours and close to 14 different jets, because America did not want any of the pilots in the hands of Iran, because of the negotiation value of those pilots and because of the media propaganda value of those pilots. Now, imagine a situation where Iran is now not presented with just two targets. Iran is now presented with 10,000, 20,000, 50, 60,000, or even as much as 1.6 million targets. It's going to be a bedlam. It's going to be classic. If there's anything worse than a hula balloon, it's going to be worse. And don't forget that this time around, America will be encountering a hardened population. A hardened population such that they are not just dealing with RGC guys or Iranian Atesh guys, like I explained in one of my previous videos, or Basijis, or any of those, so to say, soldiers of state. They are also going to be dealing with civilians who are holding Brenton rifles, who are holding hunting guns, who are veterans of the 1980 to 1998 Iraq War. Who are actually as mobilized, as interested, as enthusiastic about countering, the external enemy. Massive rally around the flag effect, with guys who have guns and who know what to do with the guns. It's going to be really, really difficult, because the Iranians will now have plenty of options. They can unalive the external agents who come to fight them. They can capture as many as they want to. They can do as much as they like. Because when America came with just two, look at how much they got to destroy. Look at how difficult they made life for the Americans. Imagine when they now have thousands or even millions presented to them, so to say, as military gifts. So that is the dilemma. That is the catch-22 the American military plans are dealing with now. And in fact, in my opinion, that is one of the reasons President Trump has still not made an active and proper naval or ground incursion into Iran. I don't think it is out of the goodness of his soul. I think his military planners, his military leaders are telling him, Mr. President, it's not going to be funny. It's not going to be easy. It's not looking good. And that probably also connects to and explains why Pete Hegseth, who is the American Secretary of War, has been firing, has been pushing out them, military generals, top military leaders in the Pentagon, like as if he's playing checkers. Why? Because it is likely that those military generals are feeding him back. Do you understand? Reality is on the war theater. Young man, it's not looking good. Young man, I don't feel comfortable putting my men, my officers, and my men essentially in the mouth of the Iranian lion. The war theater is not looking good. The Iranians are not pacified enough yet. Their defenses are not taken down yet, despite whatever President Trump is telling, through social, posting on social media and telling the media just to, manipulate the oil markets to get the oil prices to go down. This is the reality here on the ground. So what do you think? I want to have your thoughts. Do you think, based on the performance of the Iranian army and the Iranian veteran, as in the Iranian veterans and the guys of the people of the villages who had prior fighting experience during the 1980 to 88 Iran-Iraq war, do you think the Americans are going to find it easy? Do you think Iran will be a walkover? Or do you think it will be a pro-max and even more difficult scenario compared to what happened in the last 48 to 72 hours, particularly with respect to the pilots? In short, if the Americans come into Iran via sea and or via land, do you think it is going to be a roller coaster for the Americans, or do you think they're going to face a catch-22, a refractory, and an extremely difficult scenario? Let me have your answers in the comments. I would really, really love to interact with you on these questions. Again, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget to comment, and I'll gladly answer your questions. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.